Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. So today's video is super duper exciting. I have been planning for this video for a while. A lot of these products in this video, all of these products you should have seen in my recent haul video. So this video is going to be a full face of Makeup Revolution and Revolution Pro. If you have missed my huge makeup haul, I will go ahead and link that down below so you can watch that. There's a lot of other goodies that I picked up aside from Makeup Revolution, Revolution Pro. So yeah, if you're interested to see how I got this look, keep on watching. So the first thing I start off with is with my eyes. So I'm starting off with the Revolution Pro Eye Element Eye Primer in the color Core. So here it is. And inside is just like a potted eye primer. And I am using the Morphe, I don't even know what number this is. It's just a Morphe brush just to apply it. I've already applied it on my right eye. As you can see, I feel like it did cover a lot of discoloration. I hope you guys can see that. This eye primer is not very tacky to the touch. It kind of just feels like almost as if you would put a concealer on your eyelids. That's exactly how it feels like. So we'll see if it does anything. I am a person that believes in eye primer because I have really oily eyelids. So we'll see at the end of the day. So for the eyeshadow primer, we have the Revolution Glow eyeshadow primer. And here is the palette. Super pretty. I'm not exactly sure what I want to do, but I definitely want to incorporate this coral like on the lower lash or something, I think. So I am going to go ahead and set this primer because it does feel kind of like it's gonna crease. So right over here, taking this color, and that's the color I'm gonna use to set my eye. And I'm just using a random brush I have, honestly. Don't know where I even got it. Oh. Yikes. Okay, this is actually darker than my skin tone, and because of that, it wasn't a good color to set. Going in with my all-time old crease brush that I got once upon a time at Walgreens like centuries ago. I think I'm gonna go ahead and go in with this orangey color right here. And I'm just gonna lightly use it because I need this to be my transition color, and there's honestly the lightest color I used was what I set my eyes with, which actually wouldn't be a bad transition color either, but so we're carefully going to be blending that on. You know what? This is actually not as dark on the eye as it is in the pan. Okay, I'm gonna just take a different brush. This is like the e.l.f. Fluffy Eye Blender brush. It looks like so. And I'm going to take that exact same color that I just used all over the crease, and I'm going to build it up in my crease. So I'm just picking it up and we're gonna build it up. That is what 2 layers of that orange looks like. Very pigmented. It blends really nicely, but I've always liked Makeup Revolution eyeshadow, so I am not surprised that I like it. Taking this Anastasia brush that kind of comes with their palettes. Again, I hate this fluffy brush, but I absolutely adore this side. I think I'm gonna hop on into this shade right here, packing it onto this brush, and this is going to go into the crease. So like outer V and right under the crease. We'll go back and worry about blending in a little bit. I'm going back in with this e.l.f. one with no extra product in it. Ooh. With no extra product on it, I'm gonna blend out that color we just put on there. Use this Anastasia brush again to kind of build on that same shade. Again, taking the e.l.f. brush and blend, blend, blend. All of these seem to be blending pretty well, I would say. I don't think that they're patchy or anything. I'm just gonna take one last shade with using that same brush, and I'm gonna go into this kind of like fiery red up here. So taking it on my brush, but I am going to keep it on the outer corner. So I've kind of just like painted it on the outer corner, and then I'm taking again the e.l.f. brush and just blending it out. I'm dragging a little bit through the crease, but keeping the majority on the outer corner. All right, so that's what I'm gonna just leave it with the mattes. The one last thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take that first blending brush we used, and I'm gonna go into that same color that I used to set the eye primer, and I am going to blend out the edges. So just using it to blend out the edges to make sure we have no harsh lines. All right, time to decide what I want to do for the lid. I am kind of drawn to this yellowy gold. Let me swatch it. Ooh. Maybe I'll end up like looking kind of like a sunset on our eyes or something. So yeah, I'm going to go ahead and use this. I'm going to use it with a brush first, and I'm going to use that and go into that gold, and we'll see how it applies. And if anything, we might use our fingers. We'll see. But so far it's transferring onto the brush fine, so that's good. So I got a little bit on my finger, and I want to see how it works with the finger. Ooh. It works better with a finger, but that's usually the case with almost all shimmers. So I'm going to take a little bit more of that red we use on the outer corner and kind of just tap it through here to make sure we have not lost it. So this is what we're at. So now I'm just going to do the exact same thing on the other eye. Okay, I just did my other eye off camera, and then we're going to take a pause on the lid, on the eyes, and we're going to move to the face, and then we'll come back to the eyes and finish them a little bit later. For the primer, I have this Makeup Revolution Hydrate and Prime Primer. If you are new to my channel, this is your first video watching from me, I am dry skinned, so that's why I do anything hydrating. So it comes with a squeezy tube, which is what I anticipated it was going to come with. Okay, so it's a liquidy white base here. It looks almost like milk. Whoa, this is like very liquidy. My face feels a little bit tacky, which is good. My face does feel hydrating. For the foundation, I do have this Revolution Pro CC Cream Perfecting Foundation. Has SPF 30, so it is moisturizing, rich foundation, contains hyaluronic acid, collagen, and antioxidants. So here are the claims that it says on the box. Full coverage, moisture rich CC foundation, SPF 30, a highly pigmented yet light moisturizing foundation enriched with hyaluronic acid, collagen, and antioxidants. So that is quite the claim. So here is the packaging. And then it does come with a pump. So I got the shade F1. I usually try to get neutral shades. I'm gonna do about 2-ish pumps. So here it is. It is like not runny or anything. It seems thick. And the shade seems actually like it's gonna be pretty good. I am going to use my sponge. This is the ColourPop Precise sponge or something like that. It's one of my favorites. So I'm just gonna dip right into it and kind of just spread it out and see. So I'm not gonna say it's full coverage because if you could see, I have one layer on and I have like a breakout right here that you could still see a lot of pinkness of it. I have a lot to cover, so I'm just going to continue with the other side. I never use a brush for foundations. It has no scent because I have dry skin, and that seems to always just not work good for me. So I'm going to take a little bit more and kind of try to cover the breakouts I have and see how buildable it is. It does build, but I feel like it does kind of look a little bit more cakey now in those areas, but like not too bad. But like this one doesn't want to get covered for nobody. But it does definitely feel light on my skin. I would say that that claim is pretty good. I don't feel like it's full coverage. It is lightweight on the skin, and I do feel like it feels moisturizing. So I feel like all of the claims are pretty good up to full coverage. I wouldn't say it's full coverage. I would say it's more so like medium high coverage. I feel like this is the matching concealer. This is the Revolution Pro Ultimate Coverage Crease Proof Concealer. So it contains hyaluronic acid and collagen, antioxidants, and peptides. And the claims on the box say Ultimate Coverage Waterproof Concealer. So I am not going to be testing this in water, but if it's waterproof, that's good for like the summer and stuff. So again, same packaging as the other one. This is in the shade C1, but it comes in a squeezy tube. So I'm just gonna squeeze it onto my hand. So here it is. Right there. Holy macaroni. This is so thick. Like, I don't know if you guys will be able to see how thick this is. So hopefully it's not bad. But I'm using the same sponge. So one thing I'm gonna say is that it does not spread very easily. So kind of like put a little bit where you need it because it does not spread well. So here is the comparison. It has very, very good coverage. I will say that. So now I'm going to just go ahead and do the other eye. So here it is done. I feel like the under eye is a little bit darker than the foundation. Like I feel like the concealer definitely blended out a teensy bit more yellowy. I don't know if that's coming off on camera, the color difference, but hopefully once we powder and everything, we could hide that. So it does feel, again, lightweight. Surprisingly, like it was so thick upon application, insanely thick. It does say it doesn't crease, but like I have creases, fine lines under my eyes that pretty much every concealer always goes into. So that's not a big deal for me because that is just my life. Like that's just the way my face is. There's nothing we could do there. Next is this Revolution Pro CC Perfecting Pressed Powder. It also contains hyaluronic acid and antioxidants. It says that it's no flashback. It's a tinted pressed powder. The claims are CC Perfecting pressed powder with no flashback ability infused with hyaluronic acid. So this is the packaging. I showed in my haul. It has like a snakeskin type of packaging. I got this in the shade Ivory, which is kind of light, but considering that my under eye is a little bit darker than my rest of my face, this actually might be good. I'm gonna use this to set my under eye. This is the Luxie 660 Precise Foundation Brush. I do not use this for foundation. I think this is just perfect for the under eye. The concealer is extremely tacky underneath, so I feel like this is going to be a concealer that you definitely need to set. It doesn't set down itself. But my under eyes looked so blurred. It definitely blurs. Like, I don't know if you could see how more mattified and like less shiny this side looks compared to this. So this has the powder and this doesn't. I'm going to take a little bit of it onto like my forehead, the places where we're going to bronze, and then the rest of the face I do want it to look kind of hydrated and fresh. So this is what our face is looking like so far. So for me eyebrows, I am using this Makeup Revolution Precise Eyebrow Pencil. Okay, so this is the pencil, just black packaging. It has like a sticker on it. Don't know why, but it just says Revolution on it. So one end has the pencil. Wow, this is quite the pencil. And then the other side has a spoolie, which is great. I desperately need to get my brows done, but I don't know when we're gonna do it. It's very kind of hard. Like, it doesn't have much waxiness to it. So maybe the more I use it, the more warmed up the product will get. So I just outlined, and now I'm gonna go in and fill it in. This is not my favorite eyebrow pencil. This is actually not that easy to use. So I'm just gonna go off camera and do my under eye, and I will be right back. I don't know if you could see how hard it is to work with it. Like, it just kind of isn't waxy enough. It's really almost dry consistency, and it's a little bit hard to use it. It's workable and stuff, but it definitely kind of leaves chunks as you use it. Like, some of little bits and pieces of the pencil kind of breaks off and leaves in your brows. I mean, that's not the biggest problem because you could just brush out with a spoolie, but like, I mean, the color is fine. This is dark, what is it, light brown again. I feel like it is taupey, and it's workable. We're gonna go into the bronzer. So this is the Makeup Revolution Glow Ultra Matte Bronzer. So this came in the same collection as the eyeshadow palette. So this is in the shade Light. Here is the packaging. It is huge. It's like a rose gold packaging with a love. And here is the bronzer inside. It comes with a mirror. So this is like, I remember swatching it. Oh yeah, feels super pigmented. So it does look, it's like matte. It's a matte bronzer, but it has a glow to it. I don't know if you'll be able to tell on camera, but it has a little bit of a glow to it for sure. So it definitely looks pigmented, so we're going to be very careful. This is my Essence bronzer brush, so that's what I'm going to be using. So I'm going to kind of dab some product on, tap it off. Ooh, it still has a lot. I'm a little bit scared, I'm not going to lie. Do you guys see that glow in my foundation? So this is a really pretty bronzer. It blends out. At first it went on dark, but I was able to blend it out very easily. So, but it's definitely so pigmented. Definitely go in with a light hand. So I would even recommend like tapping a little bit of this bronzer off on like the back of your hand and then going in, because holy macaroni is this pigmented. So I don't have a blush unfortunately, but we're just gonna go ahead and I'm just gonna like dab whatever's left on the brush onto the cheeks. We're gonna have this like a bronze moment. This is the Makeup Revolution highlight, and this is what it looks like. Oh my gosh, I can't get over how gorgeous this looks like. Okay, so this is like on the drier formula. So here it is swatched. I definitely thought it was going to be like creamy, but no, it definitely is like a powder. This is like a highline brush from a Wet n Wild collection. This was like their unicorn collection that they had years ago. I got it for like Christmas or my birthday from my friend. Okay. What? Wow. Like, it's not glittery at all. Like I think you could see in the pan that there's not really much glitter in it. It's just like a sheen. Like, it's so nice and flawless. And I don't really like glittery highlights, so this is just perfect. Wow. I'm gonna do my lower lash line. And for the lower lash line, I'm gonna use the exact same brush as I did the Anastasia palette. I'm just gonna like brush off any of that red. And I'm gonna go into this coral shade, and we're gonna pack that under eye. Okay, when I'm putting it on the eye, like, it does not look that corally. Like, do you guys see how coral it looks like in the palette? But under my eyes, it looks very similar to that red shade we used. I guess the more I look at it, the more corally it does look. I'm gonna go ahead and get this Morphe one that I used for the eye primer, and there's like no product on it. And for the inner corner, I think I'm gonna go ahead and use this shade right here. It's like almost white, but it's like iridescent with like yellow tones in it. I'm just gonna go ahead and pop that on the inner corner. So we have just a few more products left. This is the Makeup Revolution Hyaluronic Fix. So this is a hydrating and plumping makeup fixing spray. So this is kind of what my skin looks like before for the setting spray, let me test out the mister. Okay. Smells kind of like a pool, maybe? I don't know. Okay, so I'm gonna spray it. Wow, that drenches your face. Oh, very good. So this is my face after this spray. I don't know. I don't see a big difference quite yet. All right, so the next one is Makeup Revolution. This is the Mascara Revolution is literally what it's called. This is a really different wand. I thought this was going to be a similar wand, kind of like to the Better the Sex and stuff, but this is the wand. It looks very clumpy. One side has like shorter bristles than the other side. I'm actually kind of scared to put this on my eye because this looks goopy. Okay. Ulta's website had so many great reviews on this mascara. Okay, so this is one layer of the mascara. I think it looks okay. I'm just gonna go ahead and do the other eye. Okay, so that's one layer on each eye. It is a little hard to do on the lower lashes because the brush is so big. I usually use a smaller brush on the lower lash line. So this is 2 layers versus 1 layer. Definitely 2 layers is the way to go. Here's 2 layers of the mascara on both of the eyes. I think it's okay, but it's really, really black is the one thing I'm going to say is it is very pigmented. The last thing that I have is this is the Makeup Revolution Renaissance lipstick, and it's in the shade Date. So here it is. It is bright pink. Okay. I don't have a lip liner, so okay. This is not a good shade for this makeup look. Has a really interesting like coconutty scent. My lips are not exfoliated, so it definitely sticks to those areas. I do have like a bad hair day today, but this is the finished look, you guys. So many great products. Definitely stay tuned, and I will do a check-in in a few hours. Currently it is 3 p.m. so I'm doing this later in the day because I have to do this when my son naps. So I will probably check in around 10ish is when I go to bed and start taking off my makeup. So I will check in around 10, so that will still give around 7 hours of wear time, which is great. But so far everything looks amazing. All right, it is currently around 9:55ish, so this makeup has been on for around almost 7 hours here. So this is what it looks like. Here, the first product we used was the eye primer, and I mean, there's a little bit of creasing, and I did definitely lose some of that shimmery shadow, but it's definitely not the worst. So, I mean, I'm gonna keep on trying this, but so far it's not the worst eye primer that I've tried. Next was the eyeshadow palette, and I think it was good. The mattes definitely did a pretty good job. Again, I lost some of that shimmer shade. That could really be either the primer that I used or really the shadow, but I mean, I still really do enjoy this palette. I think it's a pretty look, and I mean, for the most part, everything stuck through. Next one that we used was the primer. I think the primer was good. I liked the way it felt on my skin. I thought it was moisturizing, hydrating. I'm not exactly sure if it really like did anything for like my pores or anything, but I will definitely be continuing again trying this out. I think it's pretty good. I see myself using this in the future, so I mean, there were no red flags for me at least. So next was the foundation and the concealer. So the foundation, I feel like, let me get a mirror. Overall, the foundation is good. I did definitely get really oily throughout the day again because I was sweating, but like it got a little bit cakey in between my eyebrows, which it usually does. It wore off around the edges of my nose, which usually happens. Overall, I think this is actually really good. Again, I think I really do like it. I feel like this is something that you need to set, because if you don't set this with a powder, it is going to really easily transfer. But I mean, definitely if you're oily skinned, ooh, I don't know about this. This again has hyaluronic acid, so it creates moisture throughout the day. So I mean, if you're oily skinned, I would run from this, but for dry skin, I do like this. I'm going to continue using that. This also, I don't know about the creasing. I don't know if you guys can see, but I have really bad creasing, a little bit more than I usually do with some concealers. So for something that claims to not be, claims to be crease proof, I don't know about that. Again, this is creasing more than some of my other concealers, but again, I'm going to continue testing this out because I did really like the coverage and the way it looked on my under eyes. So I'm going to keep playing with this and see maybe if I use a different setting powder, it won't crease as bad. Next one was this. I think this was really nice. I did use it mainly under my eyes. I don't know if I'd be using this under my eyes anymore. I don't think it's that amazing under the eyes because again, I had creasing and stuff, which could also be the concealer's fault, but also the powder I used. So I think I'm going to stick with using this as a setting powder for the rest of my face because I feel like my under eyes need a little something more than what this provided me. But this is actually a really good powder because it didn't make me look too powdery, and again, it does have hyaluronic acid and stuff, so it's great for dry skin. Next, I think the next product we used in the video was the eyebrow pencil. This eyebrow pencil is going to be a no-go. I am not going to recommend this. When I kind of went off camera and I looked into the mirror, of mirrors like everywhere in my house, and the more I was looking at it, the more I realized that my eyebrows look terrible today. It doesn't look bad on camera. Maybe you can see, like, it just does not look good. Like, it kind of applied a little bit blotchy. Like, some areas you could see that it didn't have enough brow product there, like it was skippy. And I mean, I've mentioned that like it is a very rough pencil, so like, I mean, you could see right there how it skipped. Like sometimes you'll go in and it'll just skip certain areas of your brows, and although it may be, I don't know if it looks bad on camera, we'll see when I edit this video, but like it was a really hard product to use. Next product was the bronzer. The bronzer, I think it's a little bit there. I feel like I didn't actually put that much on because like when I went off camera, I realized that like, I could have went a little bit more. So I think this is a nice bronzer. I think it blended very easily. I do kind of feel like it kind of rubbed off a little bit, but I'm gonna, again, I'm going to continue using this and seeing, you know, with different foundations and all that stuff to see. But so far I do like it. Next we use the highlighter. The highlighter is popping 7 hours later and it looks even better than it did. Look at that. So yeah, this, I love this. I love this. I love this. I love this. So I definitely see myself using this more and more. Absolutely love it. Recommend this already because I mean, let my cheeks speak for themselves. Next, I used the setting spray. So again, this was their fixing spray. I'm not exactly sure about this. I'm gonna continue using this because I mean, after one time, you can't know for sure about products. And this is the one product that I for sure am going to continue using with different foundations, different powders to see if it's actually fixing something, because after the one time I used it, I didn't see it fix anything. So again, I'm going to continue using this. The mascara, actually, I have had no flaking from it. Usually I will have flakes all under my eyes. I don't have a single flake under my eye. Like, this is insane. Like, no flaking. So actually, this is really good. This is like really black. There's no flaking. The one thing I'm gonna say, it's not really lengthening. So I don't know. I feel like I've had mascara that does better lengthening, so maybe this might be a good mascara to pair with another mascara that is good at lengthening and maybe use it as a duo. But I do actually really like it. Last but not least was this Renaissance lipstick. I took it off after about, I want to say I had it on for an hour and a half, and I took it off because it was so dry on my lips. It did dry down, but not like to a full matte because it did transfer a little bit. But my lips were already dry before I put it on, and it kind of just made them feel more dry, so I couldn't do it. I had to take it off. I think the color is pretty. Definitely you have to exfoliate your lips before using this because it does accentuate your dryness and just makes it more dry. But yeah, so I'm going to continue using this maybe on a day when I actually exfoliate and moisturize my lips. So we'll see. So I will be, of course, in about a month or so, I will do like a speed review of these products like a month after using them. I will be updating you guys about which products I still like, maybe some products I don't like anymore, if my opinion changed, if it's the same. So stay tuned. Around mid to end July, I will be posting a speed review for these products. So thank you so much. I hope you enjoyed this video. I was so excited to do this video. So let me know if you want to pick up any of these products. So give me a like if you like this kind of video and you enjoy a full face of a brand, or if you enjoy Makeup Revolution or Revolution Pro. If you stay till the end, thank you so much. If you have not yet, please hit the subscribe button and become part of my channel. So that is it. I will see you in my next video. Bye.